Many women have apologized to me, and it hasn't made me happy. At that moment, I wonder if, when you apologize, you have reconsidered your life approach, behavior, habits, and inner values. Meaning from today, you will live, or are already living, fundamentally differently. No, she remains the same as she was before apologizing. Therefore, it turns out that this is not an apology that serves real repentance. This is a case where the person who treated me badly is still deceiving me and will continue to treat me poorly. She is doing it to clear her conscience. Why does she need all this? She needs it so she doesn't have to do anything. She behaved badly, her conscience bothered her, and to stop her conscience from bothering her, she utters the word sorry with a simple movement of her lips. A foolish man believes that if a woman says sorry in front of him, especially if she sheds a tear, it means she truly regrets it. A morphological change has occurred in her brain simply by uttering the word sorry with a simple movement of her lips. And now she is a completely different person. There is a quote: "A good person apologizes for their past mistakes, while a great person tries to correct their past mistakes." So when someone apologizes to me, I don't experience any positive emotion at that moment. I don't need words. I want to know what you have done to correct your past mistakes. Can you list your actions? Because only then can I be convinced that you have truly changed and won't do the same again. Otherwise, I know that if I let your inappropriate behavior or action pass this time simply in exchange for the word sorry, you will do the same or worse in the future. Because I realize that when a woman has done something wrong and I have had the appropriate reaction, her conscience starts to bother her. And she wants to stop this process with as little effort as possible, meaning by simply uttering the word sorry with a simple movement of her lips. Even less effort is required to apologize with a simple movement of her fingers when she writes it as a message. In a relationship, a woman usually apologizes only when it benefits her, meaning she was getting a certain dose of dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin from you, which made her enjoy being with you. You didn't let her get away with some inappropriate behavior. You distanced yourself, reducing her hormonal dose, and she wants to restore the flow of hormones with a simple movement of her lips. So she is just thinking about her internal high, and there is no real repentance in her apology. Here the question arises: will the woman realize she is guilty? You just shouldn't rush. You should follow the process logically. If a woman has done something wrong, and the greater her fault, the only conclusion you should draw is that in her life paradigm, it is not considered wrong. It's a normal occurrence. And to change that life paradigm, simply apologizing is not enough. The greater her fault, the more time and appropriate conditions are needed to change it. Why can't a woman be easily forgiven? The answer is very simple. A woman's brain becomes much more plastic and emerges from its illusory state, starting to assess facts realistically only during a crisis, during feelings and stress. When a woman is in pain, self-reflection kicks in. She tries to figure out where she went wrong, why she feels so bad. But when you easily reconcile with a woman, forget about any kind of change in her, because you simply don't create any conditions for her to change. For a woman to realize her mistake, she must change. To change, she must experience. And to experience, total ignorance or distancing is necessary. After reconciliation, change is impossible. Just forget it. Men worry about whether a woman will realize she made a mistake. Thinking about this is foolishness. If she realizes it, you will definitely find out. She won't be able to stay silent. She will come and show you with words and actions. But if she doesn't realize it, if she remains in her previous reality where it's normal for her to behave badly with a loved one, then why do you need such a woman, and what are you waiting for her to contact you desperately? She made the mistake, and that's her problem, not yours. Set aside emotions and just think. In such a case, you are not in a losing position in any way. Any scenario is positive for you. If she changes and comes to apologize, great. If she doesn't change and doesn't come, it's still great because you don't need such a woman. You must remember one important thing. A foolish man does not forgive a woman and does not forget her bad behaviors. A naive fool forgives a woman and forgets her bad behaviors. But a wise man forgives a woman but does not forget her bad behaviors. A foolish man gets angry, sulks at the woman, doesn't realize that the woman is a prisoner of her already established limbic system, that she already has a developed model of behavior in this or that situation and cannot act differently. Accordingly, she couldn't have acted differently, and that's exactly why she acted badly. And I'm not justifying the woman with this, it's simply stating the facts. A naive fool who forgives and forgets her bad behaviors is just deceiving himself and will encounter the same or worse in the future, because he has no analytical ability and accordingly no ability to draw correct conclusions. A wise man forgives but takes the incident into account for predicting the woman's behavior. Accordingly, he will probably never be able to trust the woman to the same extent as before. Generally, it is an infantile position to want to trust someone, then to sit and dramatize, "I trusted her, and she betrayed me." First of all, you should trust your own analytical ability, which is based on facts. The facts being the woman's past and present behaviors, not her words or how she tells you about all this. Do not draw premature conclusions. Watch all my monologues on the channel and subscribe so you don't miss future videos.